Hello, Colts Nation. What's up, No Horsing family? Welcome back to an episode of the No Horsing Around podcast. As always, I am one of two dudes talking Colts. I'm one of your hosts, Stephen Burton. And on today's episode, we're going to kind of go ahead and talk about what everyone else is talking about. Really, one of the few things that the people are talking about for the Indianapolis Colts right now. But before I say what that is, as always, you guys, please like, share, subscribe, comment. Join the family. Join the family membership if you want to. That'd be great. We would love that support for the channel. But if not, that's great too. Please subscribe, comment. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this topic. This is a huge topic, obviously, that's going on in Colts Nation right now. So kind of without further ado, we don't really wait. Kind of jump right in. The big topic, Terry McLaurin to the Colts. Everybody's talking about it at this point, right? So Darius Butler is on Pat McAfee talking about bring Terry home. And for those who you don't really know, Terry McLaurin is from Indiana, from Indianapolis, went to one of the local high schools. I believe it's why am I spacing on the name? It'll come to me later. But one of the most prominent high schools in the state of Indiana, 14 of the last 18, I believe, state titles. He's from there. He went to Ohio State, then drafted, obviously, to the Washington Commanders, where all he's done is in the last two seasons, 1,000 yards plus in both seasons. Why is this even a topic if the Commanders, because name me their second wide receiver, I'll wait. Why is it even a topic? Well, Scary Terry wants a new deal from the Commanders, and they don't seem keen to give it to him. So he has set out the mandatory mini camp. He did not show up, and so people are calling. Supposedly, people are calling, and now you have Ron Rivera coming out and saying they are not going to trade him. They're not looking to trade him. But we all know how that ends up too. We know that Mike Vrabel and John Robinson both said that they would not be trading A.J. Brown. Lo and behold, draft night comes along and they trade A.J. Brown. So at what point does it become counterproductive for the Commanders to not get rid of Terry McLaurin? The question becomes is, would the Colts be willing to entertain this? Our boy Zach Hicks has reported that earlier in the offseason, the Colts did make exploratory phone calls to the Commanders in regards to Terry. What that means, they were told no, they're not trading him. That was earlier in the offseason before he refused to report. You got Washington reporters saying they think it's 60-40 that he's going to get traded at this point. But what does that mean? Would Ballard pull the trigger? And what would Washington want? And the better question is, Colts Nation, what would you be willing to give up? This is a rising wide receiver. I'm not going to put him at a 1, but an extremely high level 2. And we have an unproven receiving core. I know I've talked about it. I like the potential of the receiving core, right? We've all talked about it. Michael Pittman, rising potential number 1 receiver. Paris Campbell, if he can stay healthy, but that's a huge if. And then beyond that, Alec Pierce, who's a rookie, how's he going to do? You've got Ashton Doolin looking to probably make that Pascal transition to more of a receiver from special teams ace. You've got Michael Strawn, who was the darling of the camp last year of training camp. What's he going to look like because he didn't play one single snap? It's a lot of unproven talent. Desmond Patman, who has flashed at times, but it's a lot of unproven talent on the other side of Michael Pittman Jr. So what are you willing to give up? I've seen a lot of people say that would they give up a 1? Would they give up multiple 1s? Would you give up a 1 and something else? I think a lot of people would probably say they're willing to give up a 1. The question is, would you be willing to give up more? Because I don't think that's enough. I don't. This is a back-to-back 1,000-yard receiver who wants to get paid. That's another obstacle. If you make this trade, how much are you willing to give up, knowing you're also going to have to turn around and pay him in an inflated receiver market where these receivers are getting $20 million a year at this point? So what are you willing to do? Personally, I could see, I think I would be okay with giving up maybe like a 1. And if you got to give up like a 3, Maybe you do that. Maybe it's a 1 next year, 3 the following. Because here's the thing, you can't give up too much when you do have to turn around and pay him, because that's what he wants. Now, this leads to the video we had that I did previously about cash over cap. Would they be willing to eat into that to sign a Terry McLaurin, who is a hometown boy, who has openly flirted with the Colts recently, liking the tweets about him going to the Colts, liking tweets just from the Colts? Irsay, would he be willing to do it for a hometown kid who would be coming back to Indianapolis and is a stud receiver? It's a great question. It's a fun thing to float around. In the end, do I think that they pull the trigger? Probably not. I think at this point they don't. But do they probably make a phone call? Yeah. But I'd be really interested to hear what you guys have to say about this too. Do you actually think that they would do this? Do you think that they'd be willing to give up a first and a third, 2 first, a first and a second, a first and a player, to get Terry McLaurin out of Washington and back to Indianapolis? And then you got to, like I said, you got to turn around and you got to pay the man too. So, what do you guys think? Is it worth it for him to come to Indy? Is it worth it to have a legitimate person on the other side? I'm not going to say a 2 because I don't know who's the 1 really, but a legitimate threat on the other side of the ball, on the other side of the field from Michael Pittman Jr., right? What does that mean? Cathedral High School. Thank you. I just thought of it. He's from Cathedral High School in Indianapolis, 14 state championships out of the 18 appearances. So he is a hometown boy who would be coming home. So we always talk about hashtag bring TY home. TY is loved. I love TY. Terry's from Indianapolis. It's 2 different questions in the end. Would I like to see it? Yeah. It'd be stupid to say I wouldn't. Do I think we'll see it? No. I think Ballard's very committed to the youth movement in the wide receiving corps and seeing what he legitimately has. Seeing, can Desmond Patman set up? Could Michael Strawn actually take a step? Can Paris Campbell stay healthy? Right? These are all questions. Is Alec Pierce the guy? Which everything in the in this pre area, not preseason, but this mini camp, rookie mini camp, voluntary OTAs, involuntary mini camp, he's really looked really, really good. So is he everything? In the end, what Ballard does shows you how much trust he has and who he has. If he were to pull this trade, it would be massive. I mean, it would be like a cherry on the top of this offseason. You'd be getting Matt Ryan. You would have went and got Yannick Ngakoue. You would have went and got Stephen Gilmore, and you would have went and pulled a potential number 1 receiver from Washington and Terry McLaurin. Now, they do have a history with Washington, too, obviously, with the Carson Wentz trade. But I want to hear from you guys, too. 2 things. Do you want to see it? And do you actually think it's going to happen? Drop it in the comments below. Let me hear from you guys. Tell me what you think. Okay? Please, you guys, like, share, subscribe, comment on these videos. I love to see the comments. I love to interact with the comments. Tell a friend about it. Tell a friend to watch the video. We love hearing from you guys. We love seeing new people come in and join the family. Like I said, ding the bell, hit the subscribe. And if you're feeling it and you want to help with the channel, hit the join the family and sign up for the family membership plan that we've got. I got nothing else. I end these things the same way I always do. I love you. I know Zach loves you. I'm out.